night was a wild night at Eastern. Find out why tonight on News 22.
Are you frustrated and can't find a job? Wish that a job could find you? See how Career Services is here to help. Next on News 22.
And I'm Michelle Dracy.
For the past few months, pirates off the coast of Africa have been pillaging and plundering fellow ships in the area. When the time came for an attack on an American ship, they fought back. Hijackers boarded the Maersk, Alabama early Wednesday morning, about 350 miles off the coast of Somalia. The captain of the ship, Captain Shane Murphy, was captured and remains held hostage, but unharmed, after hijackers seized the first U.S. ship made up of former Marines and Navy SEALs. The ship was carrying 5,000 metric tons of relief for three African nations.
200 million people are requesting friends, poking, tagging pictures, and sending inboxes. The social networking site Facebook has officially hit 200 million users this week. In the last 8 months, Facebook has doubled its user base, and its popularity has reached as far as Brazil and Japan. Makers of the site plan to continue the highly popular network by continuously changing what the site offers, in hopes to convert the billions of people connected to the internet to join Facebook.
If you didn't think one was enough, there has been another chimp attack. This time, the attack was in Winston, Missouri. A sheriff's deputy was attacked while investigating into a 911 call about a chimp attacking its owners. The deputy shot the animal dead on the scene after it attacked his car. Further investigation on the scene revealed 2 additional chimps and about 200 cats and dogs, all victims of animal abuse by the owners by living in extreme filth and poor health conditions. All animals have been rescued.
Locking the doors of your car was revolutionized by the recent creation of a remote that will lock the vehicle. No one would get in and your personal belongings would be safe. Sources say those car thieves have found a new way of breaking and entering with less mess. A new device is on the market for robbers who are on the market. The device steals the locking code through airwaves, which can later be used to unlock the car while the owner is away. Owners of the device will sit a short distance away from the unsuspecting car, stealing the locking code while the owner walks away. One way to avoid the situation is to simply lock your doors with the key. The code will not be transmitted and your vehicle will not be broken into. And as always, beware your surroundings, no matter where you are.
A pet dog swept off a sailboat in choppy seas off Australia was found alive 4 months later on a remote island and returned to her family, who thought she was dead. The 4-year-old blue heeler named Sophie Tucker was captured by rangers last week at St. Bees Island in northern Queensland state, nearly 6 miles from where she was washed off the sailboat in November. Owner Jan Griffith said rangers initially thought they'd captured a wild dog, but friends who heard about the canine contacted Griffith and suggested it might be Sophie. Griffith and her husband met the rangers' boat as it arrived back on the mainland last Tuesday and were shocked to find their long-lost pet on board.
President Obama is looking into new technologies for climate and global warming control. With global warming continuing to rapidly increase, the White House is looking into geoengineering, the concept of using technology to cool the climate. Techniques like shooting pollution particles into the upper atmosphere to reflect the sun's rays. These experimental measures that were once thought of being a last resort are now being discussed by the White House as a potential emergency option, says the president's new science advisor.
This week is week 2 in a 3-week segment on News 22. We're covering all aspects of Earth Month, which takes place now in the month of April. Let's go to reporter James Wolf for this week's edition of our Earth Month coverage.
Today we met with Mike Desjarlis, Eastern Connecticut State University's resident geothermal expert. Mike started out with a degree from Wyndham Tech in electrical engineering, then moved on to HVAC with a degree from Grasso Tech. He's now a supervisor at facilities at Eastern Connecticut State University. We first asked Mike, what is geothermal energy?
Well, geothermal energy is basically we're using the water and the earth to extract heat or regain heat from our earth and use it for energy, or to remove energy or heat source from our heating sources in our air conditioner or heating systems, depending on what type of mode we're in.
We then asked Mike what students can do to save energy costs for Eastern.
Well, students here at Eastern, they could help out by understanding what the cost is to run a university. And I think once they understand the cost of running a university, not just in lights and heating and cooling, but just what they can do in our behavior and how we know what's going on. You know, when you have a light on, you're burning energy. When you have your heat on, you're burning energy. And when you open windows and heating and cooling seasons, you're losing energy. You're wasting energy. Because today's buildings are fully monitored in all the building spaces. The buildings are supplied with a lot of fresh air for makeup air to keep CO2 levels down in buildings. So maybe if the students were more educated on how buildings operate and how cost effective they could be, just by monitoring certain things and turning off lights and turning down thermostats at certain times, they could probably be a big savings for the university.
Stay tuned next week for part 3 in our series on Earth Month. For News 22 at Facilities, I'm James Wolf.
Thanks, James. Stay tuned here at News 22 for continued coverage of Earth Month. Coca-Cola has changed its signature recipe to kosher just in time for Passover. Available only once a year during Passover, kosher Coke is made with real pure sugar instead of high fructose corn syrup, becoming big with fans of the old-fashioned Coca-Cola and non-Jews too. Coke made the switch from sugar to corn syrup in the 80s. During Passover, Jews can't consume many products that have come in contact with moisture for more than 18 minutes. During Passover, the bottles have a yellow cap and marked with the words kosher for Passover in Hebrew.
Put down those sports drinks to keep the dentists away. Researchers claim a study by New York University College of Dentistry immersed cow teeth, similar to human teeth, in either water or sports drinks, including vitamin water, Life Water, Gatorade, Powerade, and Propel Fit. They found that over time, sports drinks cause softening of the dentine, which is the dental tissue under the enamel. Any coverage that has high acid content can weaken the enamel. They also found sipping drinks throughout the day is more harmful than just having one in one sitting. However, Gatorade researchers say that study does not replicate real-life conditions.
Doctors are now trying to fight bad fat with good fat. Researchers find that brown fat, which is good fat, burns large amounts of energy. Scientists used to believe that good fat, which spurs the body to burn calories to generate body heat, plays a big role in keeping infants warm. But by adulthood is gone or inactive. Now 3 studies from researchers in Boston, Finland, and the Netherlands show that some good fat remains in adults. Studies found that lean people have far more brown fat than overweight people. It burns far more calories and generates more body heat. Women are more likely to have brown fat than men. Scientists hope to use brown fat as a treatment for America's obesity epidemic.
April 4th, National Pillow Fight Day, brought plenty of commotion to the streets of Detroit, New York City, and many other cities around the country. A worldwide event organized by social networking websites brought people outside for a little feathery fun. Police in Detroit found this act to be a little messy interruption. They quickly began disarming people with their pillows, but returned the cases. Participants were told they needed a permit before engaging in a worldwide pillow fight.
The SATs are one of the biggest hurdles for college-bound students. The test is challenging, dehumanizing, nerve-wracking, and worst of all, most important, determining where you will go to college. High school students took the test several weeks ago, and the results were not too good. More and more colleges are beginning to discount the importance of SATs in their application process. Some colleges are even saying the exam is optional. So if you know a friend or family member that did not do too well, don't despair. Plenty of schools are beginning to care less.
News 22 will return with this week's editorial after the break.
Jess, I don't know what to do.
What's wrong? I thought today was the night. What happened?
I know it's supposed to be, but he doesn't have a condom. He said he doesn't have any money. He spent it all at the bar.
Well, don't go through with it if he doesn't have a condom.
I know, but he really wants it.
Oh, I know. I heard the other day that Health Services gives away free condoms.
Free condoms!
Free condoms!
Whoa! Did I just hear you guys say free condoms?
Free condoms!
Health Services not only takes care of you when you're sick, but helps you stay healthy. They provide free information, services, and free condoms. They have male and female condoms and are there for any questions you have. Stop by Health Services for any questions or concerns. Remember, Eastern, stay safe.
Hello, little prince.
Mother, what we gonna do today?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're back, and we have with us James Wolfe with this week's editorial.
Thanks, ladies. Welcome to tonight's edition of James Wolfe Talks People Listen. Tonight we're going to cover a topic that far too few of you people pay attention to, and that's calculus. Our lesson, proving the postulate that girls are evil. First, we've got to start with the fundamental truth that our proof is based on, and that is the notion that girls equal time and money. Simple enough, right? And then we all know that time equals money. Which is the S symbol. Anyways, so wouldn't that mean that girls equal money squared? That seems pretty reasonable. And then, well, money's the root of all evil. We know that. So if the root of all evil equals money, okay. Hold on, just let's work our math skills. I know we don't use these a lot. Breathe in, breathe out. Okay, all right. That would mean that girls equal, let me see if I'm getting this right, evil, the root of all evil squared. Well, oh no. This would mean that I think, if I'm getting this right, yep, just what I thought. What men have suspected to be true since Eve bit the apple, since Delilah cut Samson's hair, since Lorena Bobbitt, well, you get the picture. Girls are evil. Consider yourself educated. For News 22, I'm James Wolfe.
We'll be right back after this break.
I went shot for shot with a bunch of guys.
Gulped down the whole thing.
We finished a liter.
I drank a little bit too much.
There was a lot of vomiting. I ended up passed out in a closet.
I had to go to the hospital because I was sick.
Found out that one of my real close friends was in the hospital.
I was 13.
14? 15.
13.
It's never too early to start reading to your kids. Are you prepared for what awaits you? There are amazing possibilities when you open a child's mind to reading. Log on to the Library of Congress website and let the journey begin.
Fire safety is an important part of our well-being on campus. By taking precautions and making smart decisions, fires can be avoided. Be aware of overloaded electrical outlets. Don't leave cooking unattended, and make sure paper and other flammable materials are not placed near the stove. Preventing a fire is important, but knowing what to do if one occurs is just as important. The alarm sounds, don't panic, and evacuate immediately. Refer to your residential hall office for the quickest and safest route. And remember, never take an elevator during a fire. For more information, visit us at www.eastern.ct.edu/DEPTS/police.
On Tuesday, April 14th, Habitat for Humanity will be organizing a letter writing campaign in the Eugene Smith Library to address the issue of affordable housing to President Obama. For more information about how to get involved, please visit the Habitat for Humanity page on the Eastern website.
It may not be December, but still a season for giving. Going on now is Nutmeg's Big Give. The Residence Hall decided that since so many food drives are fun in the fall around the holidays and very few in the spring, they would do one now. All donations will be given to local charities. Anyone who makes a donation can put their name in a hat for prizes. If the donations reach 1,000 items, one lucky donator will have the opportunity to win Hall Director Connolly's parking space for 5 days. All donations can be made at the front desk in Nutmeg Hall. The food drive will run until April 10th.
On Tuesday, April 14th, residents of Nutmeg Hall will learn how to make knot blankets, which will be donated to Hartford Hospital's Neonatal Intensive Care Unit. The blankets will be given to premature babies upon going home from the hospital. Refreshments will be provided.
This week, Career Services gave students a unique twist when it came to their job search. News 22 correspondent Megan Fox has more.
This week, Career Services put on a reverse career fair where the employers are hunting for the employees. Eastern clubs, groups, and individuals set up tables with resumes and lime green Hire Me t-shirts to attract potential employers. We got a chance to talk to Jennifer Paradis about the reverse career fair.
Today's the reverse career fair. It's the recruiting and talent showcase. Basically what it is, it's like the opposite of a career fair where employers, instead of students, would go around to each particular table and try to find, an employee for the future, looking for summer employment or anything along the internships. Well, I think it's definitely a lot more relaxed, and like when you get into like a career service, like a career fair environment, it's uptight. You got to wear a suit, you got to wear heels, and like students all over, I've been hearing saying a lot like they appreciate being able to wear jeans and really like talk about who they are as a person as opposed to what job they're looking for and things like that.
Ken Camera from the Lime Group LCC told us what he's looking for in a future employee.
Hard work, dedication, someone who's willing to get the job done. Obviously, people who have made it this far in school are worthy candidates, so hopefully we'll find some worthy people over here today. You get to hear more of what the students want, and it's not just recruiters like myself here sitting down interviewing people. You actually you get some more hands-on experience, and you get a better taste of what the kids are actually trying to do here.
So if you want to tell employers to hire me, make sure to check out more career service events like this one. Outside South Residential Village, I'm Megan Fox for News 22.
Thanks, Megan. Make sure you visit Career Services with any questions, concerns, or help you need planning your future.
Does the future freak you out? Dr. Rona Free is here to help. Life After Eastern is an event taking place of April 14th at 3:30 p.m. in the Student Center. Dr. Rona Free will be speaking to the Advanced Leadership Council about life after Eastern and what to expect in the real world.
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. Do you have lots to say about the opposite sex? Come to an open forum on Monday, April 13th in High Rise Apartments to ask questions and speak your mind to the opposite sex.
On April 14th, there will be the Eastern Exposure Release Party. Some of the school's best writers whose work was published in the latest Eastern Exposure magazine will read. The reading will take place at 7 p.m. in Web 110. Free copies of the magazine will be available to all of those who attend. If you have questions or would like to know more information, please contact Miranda Lau in the English department. Admission is free of charge.
Do you want to Lego your ego? Next Monday from 9 to 10 p.m., Crandall residents will have the opportunity to extend their Easter fun with egg decorating and an egg scavenger hunt. Eggs in the scavenger hunt will be filled with candy and hidden throughout Crandall Hall. A few lucky residents will have the opportunity to win chocolate bunnies. Don't forget to stop by the social next Monday.
It's springtime, and that means it's time for Eastern Spring Fling Dance. The dance will take place on Friday, April 16th from 9 p.m. until midnight in the Betty Tipton Room of the Student Center. Additional details will be available soon.
Looking for some sunny, warm weather and a taste of the Caribbean? For a tropical experience, go to Hurley Hall for dinner on Tuesday, April 14, 5:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Hurley will be serving West Indian food to the campus community in order to expose individuals to West Indian culture.
On Wednesday, April 15th, there will be the first ever Walking in Willie tour. Participants will be taken on a short tour of Willimantic to learn about the local businesses and organizations. There will also be free coupons and a Hosmer soda. The tour will last from 3 p.m. until 4 p.m. and is free of charge. For additional information, contact Martin Sagendorf.
This weekend, Eastern put on their cowboy hats, boots, and got wild. News 22 reporter Devin Green travels west to get the story.
I'm here at the Geisler Gymnasium to see what Eastern round up this past Friday. Students got to participate in a bunch of different events, everything from riding a bull to an obstacle course, jet mining, and stuffing their own Build-A-Bear cows and horses. I sat down with a cab coordinator who told us the idea behind the event.
Well, we went to a conference in November where we learned all about planning college activities, and they had this Western-themed obstacle course here. So we saw it and we were like, oh, we should do a Western-themed event. So we did.
She also told us what the expectations for the event were and some upcoming cab events.
Well, we wanted to put together a kind of large event so that students could come and there would be a bunch of different things for them to do, so no matter what they were interested in, there was something that they could enjoy and take away from the events, like we could bring away stuff and stuff like that, so just something fun to do. In the next couple of weeks, we have a comedian coming up next week. He's going to be on Wednesday night, and the week after that, on April 17th, we have a sprinkling dance. It's going to be a city theme, so that's going to be really cool in the BTR. It's at 9 o'clock that night, and after that, we have the usual. We have a couple coffee houses left this semester and a couple of daytime commuter events, so there's a lot to look forward to. And then our big Spring Fest is coming up in May, so Nas is coming, which is really exciting. So there's a lot of fun stuff going on that weekend too.
Make sure you check out their website for more information. From the Geisler Gymnasium, for News 22, I'm Devin Green.
Thanks, Devin. Make sure to keep a lookout for upcoming cab events like this one on their link on Eastern's homepage.
Communication Honor Society and PRSSA have teamed up to organize a trip to the Early Show, Friday, April 10th in New York City. If you can wake up early enough, tune in to CBS and see if you can spot some of your classmates showing off their Eastern pride.
Kurt Cobain is being remembered this week. It's been 15 years since the frontman of the influential band Nirvana died after committing suicide at 27 years old. Many honored Cobain this weekend, covering park bench facing Lake Washington, where his ashes are scattered with flowers, poems, a pack of Lucky Strike cigarettes, and graffiti. Since so many influential musicians die at that age of 27, many music fans believe that there's a curse in the music industry with the age. The 27 Club includes Kurt Cobain, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, and many others taken before their time.
Interested in seeing a good play? Showing now is The Black Girl in Search of God in the Harry Hope Theater. The play was written by George Bernard Shaw and is directed by Nora Cole. Tickets cost $5 for ECSU students, $10 for ECSU faculty, staff, and alumni, and $12 for the general public. The show will last from 7:30 p.m. until 10 p.m. For any questions regarding ticket information, please contact the box office.
Grab those shopping bags, girls. This week, the Cab movie series will be showing Confessions of a Shopaholic on Tuesday, April 14th, starting at 8 o'clock. The movie stars Isla Fisher and is about a college grad that lands a job as a financial journalist in New York City to support where she nurtures her shopping addiction and falls for a wealthy entrepreneur. Don't miss out on the free show.
The Eastern Concert Band will be putting on their spring show to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Gustav Holst's first suite in Webb. The concert will be on Wednesday, April 17th at 7:30 p.m.
News 22 will return with this week's sports update after this break.
Listen up, Energy Hogs. We got a real porker of a house here. Get in there and waste some energy.
There's no insulation, boss. It's hog heaven.
Leaky windows, too. This is gonna be a breeze. Perfect. Go wild and waste some wattage.
Time to tan. Oh, there's hot water for just one pair of pants. My kind of place.
Wow, this thing's so old it's gonna take me hours to get dry.
Keep wasting. They'll never know what hit them till they get the energy bill.
What the? Boss, they're home, and they've got energy-efficient bulbs. Ah!
You've got
got the power to get rid of energy hogs. You can help your parents add insulation, put in Energy Star appliances, and lots of other things to make your home hog-free. Find out how at energyhog.org and play fun games, too.
Oh, retreat! Retreat!
Go to energyhog.org and get the energy hogs out of your home.
Hey, wait for me!
Whoa, what are you doing?
Throwing out my trash.
Don't you recycle?
Recycle?
Yes, it says toss bottles here.
Oh, all right.
Recycling prevents about 64 million tons of material from ending up in landfills every year. Eastern Connecticut State University makes it easy for students to do their part in recycling materials they use every day. Bins and containers for bottles, cans, and paper are located all over the campus. Recycling is as simple as separating your trash and tossing the recyclables into a 90-gallon bin near the dumpster located outside your resident hall. Reduce, reuse, and recycle Eastern.
We're back, and we have with us Tyler Tepper with this week's sports update.
Thanks, ladies. The NCAA tournament hit close to home this past week when our neighbor, the University of Connecticut, had both its men and women's basketball teams in the Final Four. Unfortunately, the men were sent home by Michigan State, whereas the women were triumphant over Louisville to win their 6th national championship. This is only the 5th time that an undefeated women's team won the final game. Ironically, 3 of those 5 undefeated runs were made by previous UConn squads. UConn women beat every opponent they faced this season by at least a 10-point margin. In softball this week, freshman Molly Rathman pitched a complete game 2-hitter and hit a 2-run homer as the Eastern softball team completed its first sweep of Wheaton College with 6-4 and 9-1 victories Tuesday at Clark Field. Rathman has a .63 ERA with 110 strikeouts and 26 walks in 14 appearances this season. The baseball team managed a 6-run 8th inning to pull ahead and beat Springfield College 10-2 on Wednesday. Senior All-American Sean Gilbert ignited the rally with a leadoff home run in the 8th inning. Sophomore pitcher Danny Schmutman threw 4 hitless innings to receive his first career save after taking over for sophomore Jim Morrison. Eastern has a record of 19-3 and are ranked first in the nation for Division III schools. That's all for sports this week. Have a great weekend.
That's it for our show. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Carmen Chow.
And I'm Michelle Dracy. Have a great weekend, Eastern.